and welcome back to another speed build. Today's build is on a 30 by 20 lot in Glimmerbrook. As you can see from the previous clip, this is quite a departure from anything else I've ever built in The Sims. So I had a lot of fun doing something completely outside of my comfort zone, and I'll explain a little bit more why I decided to do a build like this, because it is very different from anything I've done before and maybe what you would expect to see on my channel. But before I get too far in, I want to introduce myself because I always forget to say who I am and why I'm here. So my name is Jess and I love building in The Sims, and it's been a lot of fun to post these speed builds and kind of get a sense of the community and get so much support from so many people who love to do what I also love doing, which is building in The Sims. So moving on to the build, you can see I'm kind of adjusting the posts there because I wanted them to not be on the kind of stilts. But I'm starting with doing a little bit of landscaping and of course wanting to kind of cover the pond swamp area up with some rocks. And all of this is the kind of thing when I see people doing it, I'm always so amazed by, and it's just one of those things that I just don't have a ton of patience for. So, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, but it definitely makes me respect people who can do just these massive builds and figure out a way to put all the different kinds of rocks together to make them look natural. So cool. But yeah, again, I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I definitely think you get the swampy style look with this build and with the landscaping. And again, I had a lot of fun building this because I used so many items I wouldn't normally use, like those trees in the back. I think I've only used one of them in one other build, and it was sort of like a magic style build. And they're so cool looking. I will say they are a little old, so some of the graphics aren't great, especially on the mushrooms. But it's still cool, and I think really adds in the vibe that I was going for. So you can see I'm adding some grass and mushrooms onto the roof, and actually that's an idea I got from Plant Girl Sims when I was watching her treehouse video. I thought that was such a good idea and worked perfectly for my build, and I love kind of watching other people's builds and getting these ideas from them that I definitely wouldn't have thought of on my own. So you can see I'm starting on the front of the build, and I wanted to keep it a little bit less busy and have a lot of the focus be on the back, but I did add in a wash line and a couple kind of clutter items for the front. And of course, there is the outhouse, which actually I think worked perfectly for this build. I think it's definitely the right vibe and style. But also I was running out of space on the inside and definitely couldn't fit a bathroom. So an outhouse worked out perfectly. So this is easily my favorite part of the build, starting this exterior detailing. I used, again, so many items that I hardly ever use. I used definitely a lot of debug items from Cats and Dogs. They had so much that made this area work and look kind of like someone who fishes lives here. And then of course there was some island living, and actually that net and life preserver is, I think, from Get Together, which I feel like I've never seen it before. But I thought it was really cool and works out perfectly. So you can see I just quickly worked on the side of the build, and now we're moving on to the interior. So again, I wanted to keep this build looking pretty natural and like everything's kind of worn down, or kind of utilizing natural elements from the area. So I wanted definitely older style furniture or anything that looked a little worn down. So you can see I'm kind of tilting the paintings to kind of make them look a little unkempt. And I really liked how that looked. I thought it looked really nice. and really good for this build. So moving on to the kitchen, I used the cabinets from Country Kitchen. I think that's what it's called. I'm totally blanking on pack names today, but I thought they worked out perfectly. And I wanted there to be kind of a handiness corner in this build because that's the sim I kind of saw living in this shack. So I went and grabbed every tool I could find in the debug catalog, and I wanted to make it look like they were kind of hanging near the shelf. Thought that would be pretty cool. And yeah, I think it ended up looking really nice. But actually, we're getting to the end of the build. So thank you so much for watching. You can download this on the gallery. My origin ID is SimmeredJess. I hope you have a great day. Bye.